Hi guys, this is Pushkar. So from today we will learn our fundamental concepts. Today our fundamental concepts begin still logical operators and comparison operator. That was the basics actually. From today the fundamental concept starts. So today's our first fundamental concept and very most important concept will be very useful in data structure is the lists. So this is one of the most important thing in Python. Not only in Python, it's matter of any language. That to see directly. It is Java, C Sharp, C plus plus, something like that. Okay. So what are list? List is a collection of items. Means before in a basic we were creating a variable and keeping one value. But if you want to create many, if you want to store many things, so you may do like you create multiple variables and store and finally print actually. But this is not a correct method. Yeah, it's correct, but it is time consuming. It takes a lot of time. So this is a waste of time. To do this all with only with one variable, so lists have been introduced. So you can store variables, numbers, booleans, whatever you want. Okay. So list in other programming languages we call it as an array. Array we call. So you can even call this as an array. Now let's just say you have fruits with you. To write list you must name a variable as you know. That's fundamental. And then put a equals. Then now string. You have mango. To separate elements, make sure to add a comma. Then you have apple. Then you have uh, banana. I mean banana, banana, and finally you have orange. So four elements are mentioned. Simply to output, it's very simple. Use a print command and write the fruits. That's all. Now just print this guy, you will get your list. That's all you have to do. Now, now all is about list methods. I have whole lots of methods in this, but I am going to cover some important one. So all list methods I can't teach in one video. So for that you have to read documentation. W2 Schools is the best website for you. You will get all of it. Let me show you guys. So go to Google and search w3schools.com. So this is the best website you can get documentation. For HTML, CSS, JavaScript, there is still some other better documentation that is known as MDN docs. What you can get for other programming languages, this is the best documentation website. You get almost everything here. You can get HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, PHP, Python, Java, C++, C Sharp, Bootstrap 4, or Excel. You have many things here. So make sure so you can use this website for your reference. I'm not telling like you read this and remember in your mind. It's just for reference because there's a whole lot of things you can't remember all of them. Whenever you are making a project, as your reference, you can use that. That's all I'm saying. Now list methods. Now the first most thing, let us see that how do we know the index of an element? Before that, let us see how do we know the index of an element. Actually, in programming, we always start to count from not count from index. We start from zero, not from one. So, if you are a very beginner and you have never learned coding, you may say mango as index as one, but it is wrong. It is zero. But the total number of elements is four. But the index is zero mango. And the last index of that is orange, that is three. Okay. So index means you have to start always from zero while it comes for programming, not for any other things, only in programming. Okay, now let us see the first most thing. No index, no index of an element. How to know actually? How to know index of an element? First thing, okay. Now I don't want any more print command. Now we have to just see the list methods how it works. So our first thing is that how to know the index of an element. There is a method in Python called as index. So we will use that for knowing the index. So suppose I want to know, suppose let me say x as a variable and fruits dot I want to know the index. See now you have many variable, many methods in list. That's why I tell you use VS Code because remembering all of the list method is extremely tough. Okay, so these are the main things actually. But yeah, there are many things, but all of them I can't teach in one video itself. For that, I said you refer to documentation. So index fundamentals I will show you the most importance, which is commonly used. So you have to use the index method and make sure to add a parenthesis. Now suppose I want to know the index of banana. So now you can easily say what is the index of this. But what if you have hundreds of elements, thousands of elements? That time counting makes it so much tough. That time this will come into play. So now I have to know the index of banana here. Banana. I have to write the element and then use the print command and x. Let's run this guy. See now you get us 2. So what is the index of banana? 0, 1, 2. Okay. Now you know what is the. Okay. So this is how you know the index. Similarly, let us do the vice versa of this. Means now how can we access list actually? How to access list means at what at what what element is present in 2 index 3 index like that. Okay, to access list it's really simple. Okay, so for that, yeah, let us say y as a variable, and then what you have to do is that you have to put fruits. Now use a square bracket. For example, I want apple from here. I want apple. Just put one here, index, and then okay, sorry, then print it. Now let us see what happens. We get apple. Yeah, apple you get. Now this is how you can access list. Now even you can find the index. Now even you can access list if you have a tons of element. You can even know it. Okay, the next thing we have to do is the. So for that, let us see. Now next thing we have to do is that we have to use append method. Append. So let us see how you can add element in add add or remove things. So now let us say, so let us take this array only for this video. So now I want to add one more fruit. Let's just say I want to add watermelon. For that I have, let's say add as a variable. Then you have to fruit store in Python. You have to use, so you get a tons of list. See now if I press on my keyboard control plus space, if you are using a VS Code, press this control plus space, you get a lot of things. We want append method here because we want to add an element. I want to add watermelon, then print add. Okay, Now let's just see what happens. Okay, none. Oh, sorry. I have to print the list here. List. Because I have nothing is there in that. That's why I print it as none. Fruits. Now you can see that it appends setting. First there was no orange. It appends at last. Similarly, if I want to remove it, you can use the method pop that removes last element actually. This append also adds an element at the very last position. Okay, it adds at very last position. Okay, so remove equals let's name a variable called remove equals to then fruits dot have to remove that. For that I have to use pop method. Pop means it removes from last element it gets removed. Okay, let me add one more element called kiwi. Okay, actually it added watermelon. uh, okay, let it kiwi. Let me do undo. It's best. Okay, so fruit dot pop. Okay, so simply I can use pop. I don't even have to write anything inside this. Then just because it removes last year. Append means it adds at last, but you have to even name it what you want to append this. But in pop you don't have to particularly mention what, because by default it removes at last. Whatever the last element is present in list, that only it removes. So print fruits. Now you go back to the original list. Now you can see watermelon was there. After I used pop method, I mean watermelon gets removed. Okay, so this is how pop method works. Now let us see how you can know the length of a array. Suppose you have hundreds of elements in this array, thousands, 1 lakh. So for that length method will be used. Length of an array. I can say list. So to know that, you can use length. Okay, let's assume as length as a variable, and then fruits dot len method I have to use len. Fruits dot len. Okay, okay, sorry. I have to use length of fruits. Then print length. Okay. Now see there are 4 elements. Okay. So you have to print that you have to use len method. You have to use len method. Okay. Now you know the length. Now similarly, if you want to concat list, that is same as you concatenate. It's same as append method. That's all. How to concat list? It's really simple. So let's just say list two, and then I want to fruits dot append. Let's add some numbers here. You can even append lists also. Yeah, you can even okay. You can append your action. Sorry, I mean concat list. So for that, let me change the variable here. Fruits, and here let's just say I have a new variable. I'll create here list. This called numbers. I have 8 comma 6 comma 9 comma 5 comma 3. Okay, you have like this. Now, in order to concat, it's really simple. How you do in fruits, I mean strings, like that only you do it in lists. Concatenation. It's really simple. So I can name a variable called, let's say, concat, something like that. Now, my goal is to concat. So I have to add fruits plus numbers. And finally print concat. Now let's just see what happens. Wow, you are even included, even now our numbers are included in our new list. I mean in the old list only, that is this is our new list actually. Okay, now I'll remove these fruits here because now let us it is time to see the what are maximum and minimum, and finally is it present or no in a list. Minimum and max of list. So if you want to know a minimum of the list, so you have to use, let's just say, minimum as a method. I mean a variable. So we'll use the min method of numbers. What is the minimum number of least number? Print minimum, or I can say least here. Okay, let's run this. Okay, it's all okay. Now let me comment all of these guys up to 21st line. It's already commented up to 20th line. I have to accept the numbers by pressing Ctrl plus slash on the keyboard. Now let's just so see now I get numbers. Okay, let me copy here because it becomes lengthy here. I will write the fruits list here. What I wrote it was the original list here. See, our life makes easier. So I don't even know what elements are there. Even in my output it is present. Now even I will comment on this guys. Okay. See, now we are getting 2 as minimum here. See, 2 is less than everything. Okay. 2 is less than everything. Yeah, no guys? Yeah. Similarly, if I know the greatest of all of this, greatest number, I can use the max method, numbers, and print print greatest. Now let us see what happens. See, now we get 9 because 9 is greatest of all here. 2, 5, 6, 8, 9. Okay, so this is how you know. Now we are coming to our last method. Afterwards I'll give you an exercise. Okay, so let's that is the in method. So this is the method whether an element is present in it or not. It gives you the output in form of booleans. So now you don't ask me what are booleans. If you don't know guys, watch follow my playlist so that you will come to know. Okay. Okay. Now let us see. So now I can see. So uh, let me call it. Or I will say directly print because I'm not getting any variable here actually. Now I have to put the so first you have to put what element you want to know whether it's present. Let's just say banana is present in this list or no. Banana, now you have to use in method. Is it present in numbers or not? Obviously not. Let's just see. It gives me as false because it is not present. Now if I take something from here, what is present in this list only? Just say 5 is in numbers. Let's just print this guy. Yeah, it's present. That means 5 is in present. That means true. It's true. Okay, now you understand list and list methods in Python. So now it's time for the exercise here. So now the exercise is that you have three elements in a list. Let's just say we are fan of Marvel Avengers actually. Yes. Have we have Superman, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, and you have Hulk. Or let's just say Black Panther. Now your goal is that so Superman the index of Superman is 0 and the index of Black Panther is 2. So you have to swap it actually. That means Black Panther should become 0 and Superman should become 2. So this is only your exercise here. So you have to swap it actually. Swap. So comment me your answer comment me your answers in comment section below. I'll wait. I'll give you 2 minutes for this exercise. So I'll be waiting for this. Okay guys, your time is up. So now it's time for the solution part. So solution part so so let us say I'll create a temp variable. So which will be equals to Avengers of 0 of index 0, that is Superman. Now Superman should become the index 2. That's why for that I have to do Avengers of 0 0 which becomes equals to, now you'll understand why I'm putting temp as a variable. I'll explain you 2. Now finally Black Panther should become 0. So what is our temp? What who so so we are storing temp in a variable called temp of an index 0 of the index 0. So Avengers of index 2 must be equals to temp, that means you get it as an answer. So temp. Now the variables gets run. Now finally to print the final array here, that is list. Print Avengers. Now let us run this guy. See now the things get swapped. So Superman was in 0. Now it gone to index of 2 and Black Panther goes to 1. So what I did was first I created a variable named as temp which stores temporarily variable because its value changes. It is a variable, that's why. So temp equals to Avenger becomes Superman here. Now Superman equals to Black Panther. That means Superman goes there. Now it becomes both the sides Superman. But Black Panther it should not be equal. Black Panther should be in first. For that Black Panther equals to temp. What is temp? Avengers 0. So Superman is already there in second. So it is vacant here. That is empty. So now Black Panther will occupy that place. Now this is how finally we printed it. This is how we swapped it. So I think so this video was long because there is a whole lot of list methods in this. List means it will be obviously a long video. That's all guys for this video. I hope so you like this video. Please subscribe my channel and give a thumbs up for this video and click on notification bell to get the latest updates. Thank you. I'm winding up. Bye.